So it's been about a day since the whole Trump assassination attempt, and a lot more information has come out about this, assassin. To be quite honest with you, it's quite shocking stuff, very surprising stuff, some of it. So, what exactly has gone on, and, well, what is this information? So this is pretty crazy stuff. Obviously, people have been coming out with conspiracies and stuff like this, and you'll get stuff like that. So this is Mario Naufel on Twitter. Images of a Trump assassinate. Thomas Crooks is the 20-year-old gunman who attempted to assassinate Trump in a Pennsylvania rally on Saturday. Crooks was positioned on the roof of a manufacturing plant over 1,000 yards away from Trump's rally at Butler's Farm Show grounds when he fired, grazing Trump's ear and killing one rally attendant. I think he injured another as well. It was actually, I think it was later come out, it was a firefighter. I think he was like 50-something, in his 50s, I think. And I think he jumped on top of his family to protect them. Unfortunately, he was killed. Now, I don't know what this guy was doing, shooting other people, or did he get caught in the crossfire? I don't really know what the hell happened. Did he purposely shoot just a random person in this crowd to try and cause commotion? I think he shot one person and injured another. Some people are saying 3 people. I don't exactly know. I think it's 2 people that were, one person shot and one person injured. And Trump, obviously. So 2 people injured, including Trump, and 1 person killed. Sad time. Hopefully the family, I think they actually started a GoFundMe up for the family of the firefighter. So hopefully, I think that's raised over $1 million for the people who have been involved. I think for the injured person as well. It's a real sad time, to be honest. I don't really care about people's political stances. I know some sick individuals, have been saying that the firefighter deserved it for being a Republican and stuff like this. It really doesn't matter which political party you're with or what political thing you support. It's quite a messed up thing to be making fun of something like this. Saying stuff like that, he deserves it because he's a Republican, is quite a shitty thing to say. Yes, a lot of people don't really like Republicans, and you have the right to say that. You have the right, but you don't really have the right to say, well, you do, but it doesn't mean that it's not fucking stupid. So, obviously, that's him, Now, Trump's, despite this, he made a $15. Oh yes, apparently as well, the shooter is a registered Republican, which brings more to the table of what the fuck was going on. So this guy's a registered Republican, which begs the question: is his own people trying to take him out now? Do his own insider people don't like him? Do they not like him one bit? I don't really know, because registered Republicans taking you out. It's a bit of a shocking thing. Yeah, despite this, he made a $15 donation to the Liberal Act Blue PAC on Biden's inauguration day in 2021. A neighbor, Dan Mulley, said, "I saw a post of his name that he lived in Bethnal Park, so I looked him up, and he lives 0.3 miles away. I went down there and spoke to the country bomb squad at 1 Yeah, apparently he had bombs as well in his home. This guy had been clearly planning this for a while now. I don't know how long he'd been planning it, but it's quite clear, he'd been planning this for quite some time. He had bombs. Who knows what could have gone seriously if he'd have thrown a grenade or something like that. A few grenades if he threw. I mean, it was quite far, but it could have been an RPG. I know that sounds wild, but it could have been a lot worse than what it was. Again, things like that should have never happened in the first place, to be honest with you. It's more of a serious thing. Obviously, the father speaks out. I think he's declined really anything to say. He's not speaking on anything, which there's nothing wrong with that. I think he's more confused with what the hell is going on. He's trying to be filled in more on the situation, which again, there's nothing really wrong with that. All of this information must be a bit of a crashing storm for him. Just realizing that your son has tried to assassinate the former president and has now been killed. It can be quite a bit of an overwhelming feeling. Realizing, oh shit, my son's dead. But realizing, oh shit, what the fuck did he just try and do? So it can be all them emotions as well. So I can't really slam the father for not speaking. Who knows, we may get a statement out of them or not. I'm not really expecting that, to be honest. Let them grieve on their own terms and let them, figure out what the hell just happened on their own terms. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. It sucks for everyone, I guess, but yeah. Wow, it does. Yeah, a lot of people are pissed off. Melania Trump gave her speech as well. I'm thinking of you, my fellow Americans. We have always been a unique union. America first, fabric our gentle nation is tattered. That's just a few things. I'm not reading through the whole thing. You can quite clearly see that on Twitter. The FBI, of course, the FBI responded to it. I think the FBI are doing more of an investigation. They're trying to get into the phone of Matthew Crooks, which is pretty obvious. You need to see more information on what the hell is going on. And here's the voting registration. Crooks Thomas Matthews. Yeah, he's affiliation Republican, status active. Last vote date, he voted on the 11th of the 8th, 2022. He's voted, obviously not voted, but I think it's a local election that. But he voted in 2021. Now, I'm presuming he voted for Trump. I don't understand what on earth is going on here. He has donated to Biden's campaign, but he's a registered Republican. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't really make sense. Is his own voters trying to take him out now? Or is it a voter? Is it a voter that regrets that decision of voting or being a Republican? And their only way to get their revenge on this sort of stuff is to kill Trump. I don't really understand. It's his own people trying to kill him out. I know a few people said something like that. It's wild. It is very wild. Identifies as nursing facility employee. Oh, wow. This is from Mario Nelful on Twitter. Thomas Crooks, the gunman, was employed as a dietary aide at Bethel Park Silver, skilled nursing and rehabilitation, according to Administrator Marcy Grimm. Employees were shocked to learn of his involvement, as Crooks had performed his job without concern and had his background check. His background check was clean. I mean, that's kind of normally how it goes. They're very innocent people, or from the looks of it, from the outside, they look very innocent. They haven't peeped anything. They haven't done any crazy stuff. I don't know what's gone on with this guy's life for him to do this sort of stuff. We won't know, obviously, because the guy's dead. So it's more looking through his phone, trying to get more of an understanding what on earth happened to lead up to this, and why did this guy think like this, and hopefully, if they can think, oh, well, this guy's done this, hopefully they can stop future things as well. Trump supporters obviously are rallying round, they're getting ready. Obviously the FBI, they're getting in. This guy probably acted alone as well, although I am a bit concerned how the Secret Service actually acted. They got up. Now, I think they did say the shooter's dead. But again, in these situations, there could always be a second shooter. There could be multiple shooters, to be quite honest. So I think when you're dealing with something like this, get the president or the former president off the fucking stage. Get him off the stage. Don't be messing around. Try and drag him off the stage. Crawl him under. Whatever you can do possibly to get out. Because there could be another shooter from another direction. Unfortunately, that's how a lot of things are done these days. Obviously, this guy acted alone, and it's been known now. But in that situation, just because someone says, "Oh, this guy's down," doesn't mean there isn't another shooter that isn't identified. That could be a potential threat. That's why you've got to start realizing things like this, you've got to take them with precaution. The Secret Service didn't do a bad job, but again, there were flaws in what they did. And hopefully these type of things aren't done like this when or if he does become the president, because I'm sure there's going to be another assassination attempt, And this time, it may not be so lucky. He was very lucky. I think I saw on a thing that if he hadn't have moved his head, like straight on, then it'd have probably entered his skull, and it probably entered the back of his brain, maybe killing him. So again, this is quite a serious thing. He's a very lucky fucking guy. For just to graze his ear like that, very lucky. Obviously, he was up and ready after that. I mean, I think a lot of people would be. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure he was shook. He was like, what the fuck's going on? And maybe he was like, oh shit, I really need to be careful. Maybe it was a wake-up call for him to be very careful what he's doing. Because again, I am very surprised someone hasn't tried this before. But clearly someone has now, haven't they? So... it's, again, the classmates apparently have come out as well and said their piece, said that he was heavily bullied in school. That seems to be kind of a reoccurring things with shooters and stuff like that. They're heavily bullied. Now, I don't know why on earth he took this out. I'm surprised he didn't take this out on a school or anything like that. But he decided to take it out on Trump. We probably won't know why his motives were. Obviously, to kill Trump, but what leaded up? Did he hate Trump? He's a registered Republican, so it's a bit confusing to why. Well, if you're registered to this, then why would you want to try and kill the person that you clearly, you wanted? I don't really add the connection up there. But yeah. Transcript of the conversations during the assassination attempt reveal a terrible failure by Secret Service when addressing the situation. These are the transcripts. Shots fired. Trump touches the right ear, the right side of his face. Trump takes cover as agents rush to the podium. A male agent, 1, get down, get down. More shots heard as Trump surrounded by agents. Female agent, what we're doing, where are we going? Male instinctively yelling, gunshot, then woman screams. Male agent 2, go around to spare. So, a lot of people were blaming the woman. Now, some people obviously were making comments saying that women shouldn't become Secret Service members and stuff like this. Again, it is quite a serious thing that you should, if you are, you are a Secret Service member, you should be keeping your composure. It's quite a very serious matter that, you can't get scared or anything like that. You are a Secret Service member. This is your job to do this sort of stuff. And the fact you're getting very scared is just proof to me anyway that you aren't cut out for the job. You aren't cut out for it. You're asking where, stuff like that. You're asking what's going on. If you don't realize what's going on yourself, then maybe that's a bit of a wake-up call that the job isn't for you. Again, your job is to protect. You're protecting someone. Don't they go through quite heavy training? Secret Service members? You know, don't they go through training that should be teaching them this sort of stuff and putting them under pressure? I mean, they are, again, their job is to risk their life to protect someone else. More so the president and the former presidents. You know, this is, again, it's a very serious matter and a very bad failure from, if this, you know, this transcript's shown here. You know, it's a very bad failure. It looks like, local police officer, it says here, breaking. A local police officer found the Trump gunman, but retreated down the ladder after the suspect pointed the rifle at him. According to Associated Press, the suspect was discovered by an officer who retreated following this. So it looks like they found the guy, they saw the guy over there with the rifle pinned up on top of this roof. Quite a way away, 100-something yards. Oh, and there was another leak. Now, this is from 4chan, so I don't exactly know if this is true or not, but it could be. So it says this. This is from the actual sniper. My name is Jonathan Wills. I am the officer in the famous photo of the two snipers on the roof at the Trump's rally. I came here to inform the public that I had the assassin in my sights at least 3 minutes before, but the head of the Secret Service refused to give me an order to take him out the perp. 100% on the top brass preventing me from killing the assassin before he took the shots towards President Trump. So if this is true, again, this is 4chan, it might not be true, although it makes sense, completely makes sense, because, well, that's how I thought they would have done it. They would have actually had to get confirmation or wait for him to actually shoot before they could. Now, that they shouldn't be doing that. If someone that doesn't have authorization to be up, and, you know, they don't have clearance, there's, you know, what you should do is you radio in saying, there's a guy with a sniper on the roof. Do we have confirmation that, you know, someone should be up there? You know, quickly get a radio in, and if you don't, you say, should I take the shot? And, you know, asking stuff like that. Obviously, he wanted to take the shot. If this was true and he could have taken the shot 3 minutes before it actually happened, that's quite a serious flaw. Now, did they want him to get taken out? That's where the conspiracy start pouring in. Did they want him to get taken out? Is this an inside job? You know, are his own people, his own type of people trying to get him killed? You know, is this a plot by another party? You know, people obviously are going to go wild with the things. Now, I do think that it's a flaw in the system if this is true, and this is what he had to do. He had to wait for confirmation. Well, yeah, he should wait for confirmation, but 3 minutes go by, and he could have prevented that. You know, obviously, I'm not going to blame him because he probably could have been charged if he'd have done something. Again, you know, he could have been charged for some crime. Should he have done it? Probably. He'd have lost his job, though. He might have got promoted, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know if this is true. That's quite a serious flaw in the thing. I didn't follow the orders, though. As soon as the shooter opened on Trump, I returned fire despite strict orders not to engage. Wow, really? So they still, even though the guy shot, they still told you not to shoot back. Yeah, it seems very weird, that. Very, very weird. I had eyes on the shooter 3 minutes before watching. My middle finger with the rifle adjust the scope. It was obvious he was shooter, yet not allowed to engage. After I killed the shooter, I was arrested, questioned by the FBI, and released an hour ago. Already lost my job for not following orders, but I'm glad I got the shots away. If that is true, which I can't tell if it is true, because again, it makes sense, but again, it's 4chan, so who actually knows if it's true or not? But it does kind of make sense if it is true. There is a video circulating around of the former shooter having a sort of a public meltdown. I don't know if this was before or anything like this. A day before or a few days before. Quite clearly, his anger is quite frustrating. And people have spotted a BlackRock advert for pensions and financial freedom of teachers. This was uploaded in May, the 16th of May. Now, obviously, this will probably spark more conspiracies. BlackRock isn't exactly the most innocent company out there. They have a lot of controversy with a lot of stuff. So it's kind of understandable why people are going to blow up the conspiracies when it comes to that sort of stuff. The building from which the gunman fired the shots on Saturday was outside the Trump rally and secured by local enforcement, not the Secret Service, according to agency spokesman Anthony. Four counter-sniper teams were present, 2 from the Secret Service and 2 from the local police. That's where the famous picture from. Now, of course, if that is actually true from that officer, that is quite a sad thing to lose your job and not have confirmation. We don't know. Surely one of them snipers would have had a sight on that shooter, right? You know, there's no way they wouldn't have. Or surely they're going to lose their job if that's true, you know. Who really knows? I don't know if we're going to ever get a speech or a a little spoke thing from one of them officers. Who knows? It's quite a serious matter, this sort of stuff, though. It begs the question, was he trying to be killed by his own people? Did people know? I mean, people clearly knew about this minutes before. There were people reporting this to officers, and quite clearly that's an officer climbing up the ladder and this guy pointing. The officer might have been able to get a reach around and shoot him. I don't know. But this could have all been prevented. I think, in my opinion, this was a breach of security, an absolute failure towards the Secret Service and everyone involved. Who could have prevented this? It's a shame that this has happened. And quite clearly, I think the FBI need to investigate this, and some people either need to lose their job or be charged with something. Doesn't matter if you support Trump or not. These are supposed to protect fucking people. This could happen well and truly to Biden as well. So, and I'm not a Biden supporter, but you can't have a president like that assassinated. And this is for the security of American people as well. And again, it's quite clear the security in America. I mean, America has a huge security problem. It's like almost like security out there, even for the copper matches out there, are really bad. It's starting to become a bit of a joke now. Now, I don't know if gun laws are going to be changed. It looked like he used Discord apparently. It was rarely utilised and has not been used in months, and we have found no evidence that was used to plan the incident, promoted violence, or discuss his political views. So it looks like they've been on it as well. Obviously, the AR-15 used. Trump was shot at a rally in Pennsylvania, obviously by an AR-15. 1 in 10 Americans, 20 Americans, U.S. adults own an AR-15. Obviously, this is a very popular weapon, an AR-15 style rifle. It's very obvious. Now, I don't know if we're going to get any AR-15 bans or this gun is going to be banned. I'm not entirely sure. In my opinion, I think it should be banned after this. I mean, it's been used in multiple deadly and mass shootings in America. It's quite a serious thing. It's not a joke or anything like that. I think it needs to be sort of banned. And this is why you fail. I think this whole thing right now, we can look at this and actually start to realise what was flawed, what system was flawed on this, because it's quite clear that there was a system flawed. And this should be enough to tell you that, well, the Secret Service didn't do a great job. Yeah, they jumped on him, but some of the Secret Service didn't do a great job. And if it was a higher up boss, if that is true and that sniper did get fired, which I don't think that's true, but I do think that they could have killed the guy before anything happened. It's just a matter of unfortunateness. I think a lot of this stuff could have been prevented very quickly. Minutes before it happened, 10 minutes, 5, 10 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever, it could have been prevented. It's a very big shame, to be honest with you. Hopefully, again, the family of the firefighter get the justice they want. And hopefully when this gets investigated, more gets looked into it. Again, apparently they're trying to acquire his phone and get access to his phone to see what he was planning. I don't know if he's actually recorded anything of what he was planning. I mean, he hasn't done apparently anything on Discord to do with this. So it looks like maybe I could be on his phone. But these type of stuff like this, it's a serious matter. It's quite a fucked up thing. Some people are making fun and joking about this sort of stuff. And I get, obviously, people will do that in any situation, but it's quite a serious matter, this. I mean, this just shows you that, people still are out to get presidents. Now, I understand a lot of people may hate Trump and hate his political side and what he has to say, but assassinating someone over that is just proof that it makes you look crazy. That's all it does. It makes you look crazy. It doesn't make you look like you have a point. It just makes you look like you're the crazy one. Because it makes people think, well, why was this guy trying to... Yeah, people hate presidents and people... But trying to kill someone just... I don't know, it just makes you look like an idiot. And especially missing, But, hey, what can I say? What can I say? Stuff like this, unfortunately, will happen. And it's only a matter of time before it could happen to another president or former president. Happened to Ronald Reagan, although he could have been potentially killed. Ronald Reagan, I think it was very close to him from being killed. I think it just missed his heart, and that was in the 70s, was it, or something like that. So it was very, very quite a while ago, but the Secret Service back then looked like they actually was doing their job a lot more better from the videos. It looked like they didn't mess about and they were quite serious with this. And they just threw him in the car and they drove straight to the hospital. They all crowded around him. I think they got the gunman. They all crowded around him to protect him, and they were all shielding him and they just threw him in the car. And the guy sped off, got him to hospital, and he was on a speedy recovery. I mean, he's very lucky, very, very lucky. And again with Trump, another very lucky escape. A very just narrowly getting through that. If he'd have kept his head like that, could have gone straight through the back of his head. Again, this stuff could have, if his shot was a little bit more over, obviously he could have hit him in his eye, gone straight through his brain, killed him instantly. This type of stuff, hopefully he's grateful and stuff like that, because, wow, that's some very crazy stuff. I think we need to start taking a look at more the security in America and the Secret Service, because, well, again, the Secret Service are known to be quite serious people. They're there to protect someone, for fuck's sake. So this is a major flaw, if any of this is true, a huge flaw in the Secret Service and the future of the Secret Service if this is true. Again, more conspiracies will come out. Was it an inside job? Was his own people trying to kill him? And it's more of a weird sort of thing. This guy's a registered Republican, but from how he acted, it looked like he was maybe a liberal or in a liberal stance. Maybe he regretted voting or becoming a Republican. Who knows exactly his intentions? Unless they can find out on the phone, well, you obviously won't find out his intentions of why he wanted to I think they've searched his house as well, or his parents' house, that he was. But yeah, this is a serious matter and a sad matter to begin with. And again, for the especially for the victims who were involved, it's a sad time.